Up until last year, the AFC West had been Patrick Mahomes' division for nearly a decade, but I think 2026 could be the most interesting year we've seen in a long time. The Chargers look ready to take the next step, the Broncos are building one of the league's best defenses, and the Raiders have a future superstar in Ashton Jeanty and the first overall pick in Heisman Doza, and even the Chiefs have a few surprises in store. But today, we're going to make one bold prediction for every AFC West team, and I think every one of these has a real chance of happening. For the Chiefs, I'm going to predict Travis Kelce finishes the year with over 1K receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. It might sound really crazy considering Kelce hasn't reached those numbers since 2022, and at 37 years old, most people think his best football is probably behind him, but I disagree. I think with Mahomes coming back from major knee injury and him trying to find his comfortability, I think he's going to rely heavily on a guy that he has the most chemistry in the NFL with, which is Travis Kelce. Nobody has built more chemistry over the last decade than those two guys. He knows exactly where Kelsey's going to be, and Kelsey always finds the perfect soft spot for Mahomes. And I think it's going to be a fitting way for Kelsey's career to finish what is likely a Hall of Fame career. And so the Chiefs still have plenty of speed on the outside to stretch defenses as well. But when they need a first down or a touchdown in the red zone, I think Kelsey's going to be the guy Mahomes looks for the most. And if Kansas City is going to have a bounce back year in this league, which I think they have every chance in the world to, it's going to have to be Mahomes to Kelce getting them going one last vintage moment. And so that's why I'm predicting that Travis Kelce is going to have 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns this season. For the Chargers, I think they're going to go all the way to the AFC Championship game. It would be the franchise's first appearance since the 2007 season, but the Chargers have spent years finding ways to come up short in big moments in the playoffs. 2026 is finally going to be the year they break through. Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh are developing into one of the best quarterback head coach duos in football, and the Chargers have built one of the league's best rushing attacks to complement Herbert's arm. The weapons around Herbert are largely the same, but another year of development for Rondé Gadsden and a healthy Omarion Hampton heading into year two should really help this offense take another step forward. The O-line is also one of the biggest strengths of this team, led by Joe Alt, who is already one of the best young tackles in all of football. One of the quietest moves of the offseason was hiring Mike McDaniel as the new OC, as McDaniel is one of the brightest minds in offense, and I think his creativity can unlock another level in this Chargers offense. Defensively, the Chargers retained most of the core from a unit that finished top 5 in total defense last season, including leaders like Khalil Mack, Derwin James, and Denzel Perriman, which some guys that are going to help make sure that this defense stays on top. So when you combine elite coaching, a franchise quarterback, a dominant offensive line, and one of the league's top defenses, you have all the ingredients of a championship contender. And that's why I'm predicting the Chargers finally break through and reach the AFC Championship game in 2026. For the Broncos, I'm predicting that Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton combined for over 2,500 receiving yards this season. The Broncos gave up a first and third round pick to acquire Waddle because they believe he can completely change this offense. Last season, Denver earned the number 1 seed largely because of a top 3 defense. But if Bo Nix and the offense can take another step forward, this team could become one of the most complete in all of football. Sean Payton's offenses has always been aggressive through the air, and trading for Waddle shows exactly how this team wants to win. Courtland Sutton has already posted back-to-back 1K seasons with Bo Nix, and now he'll have the best receiver he's ever been paired with. Waddle's speed should force defenses to spread out, creating even more opportunities for Courtland Sutton on the other side. We've already seen Waddle thrive in a pass-heavy offense with another elite receiver, putting up over 300 or 1,300 yards when he played with Tyreek Hill in Miami. I expect Bo Nix to continue developing in year 3, and with 2 legitimate number 1 caliber threats at his disposal, I think Sutton and Waddle combine for over 2,500 yards and establish themselves as one of the NFL's best receiving duos. Finally, for the Raiders, I'm going to predict Ashton Jeanty to go for over 2K scrimmage yards this season. The Raiders invested heavily in Jeanty last year, drafting him 6th overall out of Boise State. Jeanty showed lots of potential in his rookie year, but played in one of the worst offenses in football with arguably the worst line. The front office addressed this deficiency head-on and went and got Tyler Linderbaum in free agency from Baltimore. Linderbaum is a bulldozing center who specializes in leading the way in the run game. They also added Spencer Burford, a guard who will also help pave the way in front of Jeanty. The Raiders are still not in shape to be contending this year, and at some point early in the year, I expect them to turn the keys over to first overall pick Heisman Doza. If and when that happens, I think the Raiders are going to lean on Jeanty to help him get comfortable. The Raiders are going to look to establish the run as much as possible, and Heisman Doza could really rely on Jeanty as a checkdown option as he adjusts to the speed of the NFL game. I expect Jeanty to be the clear focal point of this offense, leading to him to put over 2,000 scrimmage yards up in 2026. The AFC West should once again be one of the best divisions in football, I think every one of these predictions has a legit chance of happening. Let me know down in the comments which prediction you agree with the most and which one you think has absolutely no chance. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more NFL content, and I'll see you in the next one.